Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that we're going to be listening to, it was forwarded to me by one of our admin who gave us the translation. The translation, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anon? I've always been following your channel for quite a while now, and I can't even believe the path that I have taken. When I think back to who I was just a few months ago, it's like I was a different person, consumed by something that was really dark. It started with finding about her, the woman who was stealing my husband. I thought that we had a good marriage. Sure, indeed, we had our ups and downs, but I never imagined that he was going to go behind my back, disrespecting me like that. When I found out about her, I felt like my entire world was collapsing on me. I was humiliated, enraged, and worst of all, I felt helpless. Everywhere I went, I heard whispers like people knew, as if they were talking behind my back. My husband would come home late smelling like perfume that was not mine, and I would lie there in bed feeling as if I was worthless. I felt as if she was taking everything that I had. It was like she was winning, and indeed she was winning the time that she fell pregnant. Then there was this other guy who was our gardener. This man, he was from Zim. We had hired him, and it was all because of economics. The man, we were not paying him a lot, because that was what my husband called good economics, to make sure that you do not give out your worker a lot of money. My husband used to say that when one is working in the garden, it's like a liability, because a gardener does not bring in money into the business, rather it is an expense. So we opted to find someone who was from Zim. So this man, he was quiet, respectful, always did his work without causing any trouble. He wore those red garments each and every time when he would be going to church. I always asked him why he would wear those red garments when he would go to church, since I am a Pentecostal woman, grew up in a strong Pentecostal church-believing family. And he said that I could not explain, because as a Pentecostal, you are prone to judge others when it comes to their religion. That is what he used to tell me. And each and every time I would hear this man praying, but I never understood the type of prayer, always praying whilst facing in the eastern direction, where the sun rises up. That is where he said God resides. So when I was experiencing all of these troubles in my marriage, that was when I turned to this man from Zim, who listened to me without even judging me, nodding like he understood. After I had told him, he finally spoke and he said, "Madam, if you want to deal with this properly, you know that there are ways that can make it to disappear from your life for good." I looked at him, hardly believing what I was hearing. A part of me was shocked. To make another person to disappear, I was intrigued. I was desperate for anything that would make the pain stop. He explained that he could take me to someone who knew how to handle these matters, and he had this other prophet staying here in Joburg who is also from Zim, who was going to assist me, whom he called the bishop of the church. So one Sunday he said that, "Madam, we need to go to church together." So I agreed to go with him to church. When we went to the church, it was really weird, because the first thing was that he told me to wear at least something that was white without any dark colors, or I had to wear a dress with only one color. If I was going to get a dress that was red, it was going to be okay. And then we went to the church. Upon our arrival, you have to leave everything behind. Like the church, they do not have like a building like we do as Pentecostal, but rather they just find somewhere in the bushes. That is where they have their church, and the sun was burning like no man's business. I was scared because I had 2 of my iPhones with me and some money in my handbag. When we got out of the car, I said that the phone, where am I supposed to leave it, in the car or what? He said, no, do not worry. Here no one will ever steal your stuff, because once you steal someone's personal items whilst at church, then you are going to regret. So I took my phones and placed them in the handbag and left them at the place where everyone had just left their phones. Everything was just there. I was suspicious, but even after church, I found my handbag was there. No one even thought of stealing a phone that belonged to someone else, because he was saying that the bishop is very powerful. So they treated me really nicely. They were happy that they had a South African amongst them. And then I was given some prayers, and I was told that later during the week I was supposed to go to the bishop's house. So me and my gardener, we then went to the bishop's house without my husband knowing. When we arrived there, that was when the bishop took me at the back of the house where he was staying. And I found out that there was a shrine right there in the yard. So at that shrine, I saw that there were some strange objects, some herbs, some bones, a lot of clay, plates, bottles with murky liquids. And then that was when she handed me a clay plate that had some water inside. And I was told to drink some of that water. Oh yes, they had told me to go out and print out a photograph of this woman. So I had printed out her photograph, and then I started to curse her, telling her that she was unwelcome into the family. And after that, then that was when that prophet, the bishop, started calling upon the fallen angels. Yes, I asked the bishop which names was he using, because I could not understand the names of those angels. I had names that he was calling, and these names, they were really weird. I had never heard them before. He told me that these are the angels that control the 4 corners of the earth, and when you call upon them, then they can release whatever angels that you want. And I was asked what type of an angel that I wanted to be released by these 4 angels that fell from heaven. And that was when I told him that in my heart I just wanted this woman to die. He then said, so be it, woman. If you have chosen for this woman to die, then we call upon the angels that fought in the battles in heaven, the angels of war. And then he started performing the prayers as well as the rituals. He then took a very long red garment and made me to wear that red garment, and he gave me a knife, but it was a knife that was made out of wood. That was very strange. I then placed the picture of that woman on the ground, and he told me to stab it. So I stabbed it 3 times, and then I was told to drink again from that clay plate that had the holy water. And then I started to sprinkle the water on the knife as well as on the picture of my husband's mistress. After that, I was told that it was done. But this woman, indeed, she passed away. She passed away, but in the beginning of this year, that was when I started to experience a lot of problems in my life. It all started with a black cat. When I returned back home one day, I saw a black cat that was just standing by the gate as if it was waiting for me. I said, a cat? Who owns a cat? Since I am staying in a gated community, like, I know the people that do have pets, my neighbors. I don't remember anyone owning a black cat. So when I saw this black cat, it was really weird, because us as black people, we really do not like keeping pets. We can keep a dog, but not a cat. So it was just disturbing for me. After that, that was when I saw this cat running away. This cat, it just ran away as it was looking at me and simply disappeared. Since it was a little bit dark, I thought that maybe it had hidden somewhere else. Later on at night, that was when I saw the cat. It was in my husband's study room. Brother Nashi, this cat, it was like it called my name and then it disappeared again. I immediately spoke with my gardener via WhatsApp and he told me to come outside. I went outside. He then started praying for me, and after he had prayed for me, he said tomorrow we were supposed to go back to the bishop. So we went back to the bishop. Now me and the bishop, we are fighting. So I had once promised this bishop a car. Like my husband, he has a lot of these cars. Since I was impressed by the prayers that the man, the bishop, had done for me, I promised him a car because my husband is this other Baki of his. It is a single cab Toyota Hilux. So I promised him that, and I said that I am going to give you this after the woman had passed away. So we returned back to where he is staying, and he said, but you did not honor me, you did not give me the car that you promised me. The problem is that I still need to convince my husband. My husband has to sign off the papers so that we can change the name, like change of ownership. Now this man is saying you can make it happen. If you know anyone who can do a backdoor deal and we can do the change of ownership without your husband knowing, for I need to go with this car in December back to my country. Now I am stuck. I keep on seeing this spirit, this Tokolshe, because that is what he said. If you do not bring the car to me in time, this creature, the cat that you see, it is going to change and to become a Tokolshe. I am scared to tell my husband that we need to give this bishop the car, because he will say, why do you want to give this man my car? And I really do not know what am I supposed to tell my husband. Please assist me. It's like this man is now holding me hostage, and the ransom fee that he wants is for me to give him the car that belongs to my husband. Is there anyone who can assist me to do the change of ownership without my husband's knowledge? Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.